Welcome to Haunt Weekly.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Crystal.
And this is Haunt Weekly, a weekly podcast from the attraction entertainment community. Whether you're an actor, owner, or just plain aficionado, we aim to be a podcast for you. And this week we return not with the program we thought we were going to do.
No.
Last week, some of you might remember, we thought we were going to do an episode about Santa. But we'll get into why in a minute. But just know we got something better.
Yeah.
Actually, haunt-related stuff. Radical idea on a podcast called Haunt Weekly, isn't it?
A little bit.
So, yes, indeed. An episode about haunted attraction stuff. So, very excited. Check out, though, but if you have not, all the places we exist. HauntWeekly.com, Haunt Weekly on Twitter, Haunt Weekly on Facebook. YouTube.com/Haunt Weekly is our YouTube channel. Every episode is available for there. You can also find us wherever you get your podcasts from. Apple Podcasts, Google Play, on and on and on. But, yeah. So, it's been a week.
It has.
It has been a week. It's the week of the year, the 6 to 7 days of the year between Christmas and New Year, where nobody does anything.
Yeah.
And I have to say, we have lived up to those expectations. And we'll go through all that in a minute. But yeah. But one thing we did do is ask a question of the week.
Yes.
And so this week's question of the week was tying into the previous episode, which is, what is your favorite holiday lore? Nicholas Folks, I think is how you say his name, says, the story behind Krampus, I agree. Like I said, I'm in favor of anything that involves stuffing kids in burlap sacks.
And Sam Farrell said the Easter Bunny is weird.
Well, and Sam Farrell and I had a conversation about it.
I know, I saw.
Okay, forget the Easter Bunny existed, right? Just forget the Easter Bunny ever existed. You've never heard of the Easter Bunny before. And then someone tells you about the Easter Bunny. You're going to put them in a padded room where they can't hurt themselves or anyone else.
Yeah.
That is batshit insane. And I agree with him. It doesn't make any sense. It ties to the holiday in no way whatsoever.
Yeah, I may have to do a deep dive onto how the Easter Bunny became the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, and we can also briefly touch on some of the garbage horrors we've seen, because we are strangely experts at Easter-related horror films.
Yeah, there are more than you think.
Yeah, there are more than you think, and some of them are actually kind of fun. Yeah, and some of them send you rolling around in a field in Algiers trying to shoot a YouTube video as you wrestle with a stuffed bunny, and people look at you like you're crazy. Which, I mean, that's fair enough.
Well, you're rolling around with a stuffed bunny
and
in a
knife,
dog park.
and a fake knife.
No, I think it was a real knife.
Well, okay, it was a knife, but it was a knife from the kitchen, but it was not a knife that could actually do anything. It was too thin.
Yeah.
It was only for certain. I can't remember what it was for, but it was not for stabbing bunnies, obviously, because I broke the knife.
Yeah.
We've established it was not for stabbing bunnies. But anyways, so yeah, that brings us to this week's question of the week real fast. We're talking this episode about haunting in 2022 and 2023, and mainly just making predictions for the 2023 year/season.
Yeah.
So I think we got a lot of neat stuff coming up there. But what do you want to see in 2023? Not what you think's going to happen.
No.
What do you want? What is your hope? A reasonable hope for 2023.
Oh, now you put qualifications on it. I'm putting reasonable.
You're right. Reasonable's too much. You're absolutely right. No. What hope do you have for 2023? Let us know. HauntWeekly.com, Haunt Weekly on Twitter, Haunt Weekly on Facebook, and YouTube.com/HauntWeekly. We get all your comments and we pull them together and we put them here, basically. So, yeah. All right. Before we jump into the next thing, which is conference reminders.
Yes.
We have an announcement, and it's kind of a weird one for us.
It is.
Because it's a big announcement, but at the same time, we really don't want to make any big deal about it.
Right, exactly.
In fact, it's going to, I mean, like...
In fact, doing this intro is making it a bigger deal than it is.
Yeah, I think you're right. The announcement is that basically we, surprise, are going to be at Transworld this year.
Yeah. Something, it's a conference we did not think we would ever do, but we are going to be there. But we're going to be there with Conjured Media.
Yeah, we will not be there in the capacity of Haunt Weekly.
Right.
Or Garbage Horror or any of the other us things.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that we're going to do a review of the show because we'll be there and it'll be a freebie for the,
idea pool.
And maybe we can record it on the car on the way back.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do an episode about it. I'm sure of that. Yeah. But we're not going to be roaming the convention floor doing interviews with people.
Yeah, we don't know what our schedule looks like.
Yeah, we don't know what our schedule looks like. And that's really it. We don't want to set expectations.
Yeah. Basically, back in September, I started working a little on the side with Conjured Media.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why we're going with this.
Yeah, it's been going well. It's been going great. We got to spend time with Alex. When was that? Jesus Christ, September?
It would have been summer.
Well, it's summer, so it's before you started working.
Because the idea came up then.
Yeah. And it's been going great, and we were not expecting to go to this, especially me.
Yeah.
I'm going purely for logistical support.
Yeah.
I'm an extra set of hands. I know how to... I've done conferences before. I've done setup and tear down. I know what's involved in this type of thing.
Yeah, and help driving.
And help drive.
It is a long drive.
It is a long drive. I'm going in that capacity. I really don't know what I'm doing. I know some people we are going that we want to see, and we're going to do outreach to them over the next whenever.
If you are going and you want to meet up with us, let us know, because we would love to hang out with everybody while we're there.
Yeah, like I said, we don't know all the details of our schedule yet, and our schedule really isn't in our hands.
Yeah.
It's part of it.
Yeah.
So, and that's why we don't want to set expectations.
Yeah, I got a few details right before we came on here, but even those are vague.
Okay.
So
yeah, we're still working on hotel. Mm-hmm. We're still working on some of the details. Like, all this happened very suddenly, very abruptly.
Yeah.
Like, we went from, we're merely helping them prepare for Transworld to we're going to Transworld.
Yeah.
In the span of,
Well, yeah. And to be fair.
Yeah. To be fair.
Exactly. It was something that was mentioned way back.
Yeah, it was. It genuinely was.
But it wound up being whether or not my day job would allow me to.
And that was one of the big things that kind of was a surprise, was we figured there's no way in goddamn hell your day job would let you.
Right, because I've been off for 2 weeks and it's at the end of January.
Yeah.
So, but surprisingly, they did let me off, so that was part. That was really what
removed it, was because we got this news, basically right before break.
Yeah. Like
the day before holiday break, that her work was going to give her the time off, and we're like, fuck. Yeah. We did not plan for this. We didn't think this far into the plan.
No, but we are excited to go and see everybody, and
we're excited to see all the people that are going.
Exactly, and this is a show we probably wouldn't
go to. We definitely would not go any other way.
Exactly.
And it's not necessarily a knock on Transworld. No. It's just that this is not a conference for us. Yeah. It's not aimed at us. It's not aimed at home haunters. It's not aimed at small haunters in many ways.
No, I think you have to have a business license to get in. So, but anyway.
We do have one now, but...
We do, but it's not haunt related.
I don't think that matters. But anyways, so now we're going to do the conference reminders, and when we say the dates for Transworld, just know that we will be in St. Louis too.
Yeah.
And please know, like I said, it's an anti-announcement. We're announcing we're going, but we're not announcing any schedule because we don't fucking know.
Yeah.
That's about it, right?
Exactly.
We're happy to be going, but we have no fucking clue. Mm-hmm. So, the first coming up first is basically, next weekend, y'all, it's Halloween and Party Expo in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Mirage. Hundreds of vendors. This show is not open to the public. You must have a qualified buyer's guide. But it is, if you can go, a great place to check out what is coming in the space, especially the retail space of Halloween. HalloweenPartyExpo.com for more information.
Okay. After that, it's Transworld's Halloween and Attraction Show.
Which we will be at, but are not making any dedicated plans.
We will be there February... It is February 2nd.
Yeah, it's not when we're going to be there. We're going
to be there early. So yeah, February 2nd through the 5th in St. Louis, Missouri at the America Center. Features a pre-show bus tour.
We will not be on.
Party at a city museum.
No idea.
It also co-hosts the Christmas show.
And Crystal will be staying the fuck away from that.
Hashow,
If she can.
HAASHOW.com for more info.
You're allergic.
Well, if they're real,
I will bet there will be some real Christmas shit at the Christmas show in Transworld.
I hope not.
I hope not too, for your sake. But I would keep any distance I could from it, just in case.
I guess I should keep up my holiday
Allergy pills, yeah.
tradition.
Your regimen of allergy pills. Yeah, you really should. We didn't even think of that part until right now.
Yeah.
Okay, coming up after that, March 24th through the 26th in Owensboro, Kentucky, it's Fear Expo Live at the Owensboro Convention Center. Free admission, but not open to the public. It's partnered with HauntCon this year, so if you're missing HauntCon, this is where you go. FearExpoLive.com for more information. And if you are a vendor displaying at both, there is a cool trucking service to take your stuff between them and put them in storage in the meantime, so that way you don't have to figure that shit out, because logistics suck.
They do. All right. And then finally for this week, the Spooky Swap Meet is happening April 29th through the 30th in Los Angeles, California at the Heritage Square Museum. A great place to purchase gently loved items.
Don't you love that?
Including costumes and decor. Co-founder of Midsummer Scream.
Yeah, created this, yeah.
Created it.
Neat idea.
And SpookySwapMeet.com.
More information. All right.
I like that domain name. That's a good domain
name. That's a great
for
example of a domain name. I agree with her. That is absolutely 10 out of 10, no notes. You know?
Yeah.
I have no notes. Okay, so, yeah. The work we did on our haunt, none.
No.
Look, here's the honest truth. We needed the break.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to get this live, and I think you and I are going to go play Deep Rock Galactic and eat pizza.
Yeah.
And try to enjoy today is our last night of break as much as possible. I've been having a rough run of it with mental health lately.
Yeah.
Physical health has not been much better. And the time and the day we set aside to do it, we weren't physically able to. And we've had a lot of issues with weather. And the past 2 days, it's been, I don't know what else to call it, but smog.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been
hard to breathe outside for me, because basically what's going on is we had dense fog and people shot a fuck ton of fireworks into it. And basically, if you read Stephen King's The Mist, that's basically what New Orleans has been the past 48 hours.
Yeah, it was really, really hard to drive home.
Yeah, we literally could not see 5 feet, even with headlights on. I mean, not brights, obviously. You don't turn brights on in fog, because you'll just go blind.
Yeah. But
with the headlights on, doing everything we could not see.
Yeah.
It was bad. So yeah, we are making plans for future work. We are going to take advantage of the winter months.
Yes.
And here's the thing. We actually have more opportunities. Because now with the store open and stable and not needing so much attention from us, we now have evenings, especially Thursday and Friday night, that are now suddenly available.
Yeah, and all day Saturday.
Yeah, and all day Saturday. So we now have really good opportunities to do this work. And I'm actually very excited about that. We got a lot we want to do. So yeah, we're making those plans. I'm still working on the CAD of the haunt. I have pulled it up. I have looked at it.
It's a CAD.
It is a CAD. I've looked at it, and the problem is I use that application so rarely. Every time I touch it, I have to relearn how to use it.
Yeah.
And it's a simple app. It's not that difficult. But I mean, I swear, I think I'd be in better shape if I had a more complicated program. I could just learn it once and forget it, All right. And we also have something of a show note. I did mention at the top of the episode, and I'm mentioning it again now, we had planned to do some Santa lore on this one. But it seemed weird to release it on January 2nd. It's a little late. Plus, it just means we can do it next year.
Exactly. That's our topic for next year.
Yeah, we've already got our holiday topic for next year. That's a good feeling. But yeah, we've also had struggles getting with the time to go through everything, because turns out there's a lot, and the materials for research. In particular, the holiday special we were trying to watch.
Yeah.
It's oddly locked down. But yeah, we felt this was much more appropriate, and honestly, it's time to get back on the haunt shit anyway. So.
Yeah.
So let's do exactly that. Do some haunt shit, man.
All right.
And let's start by saying 2020 was a pretty... 2022? 2020 was shit. 2022 was a pretty big year for haunting.
Mm-hmm.
It was our first year post-pandemic.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying the pandemic's over.
No.
Don't nobody jump on me.
No, numbers here are rising again, so it's definitely not over.
And I'm getting kind of nervous as I'm hearing about now they're requiring both vaccines and negative COVID tests from China. I think it is in certain regions of China at least.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh god, no, this is how that shit started. It's like in the end of Rocky Horror Picture Show when they start doing the flashback at the end, and the riff is, oh no, the movie's starting over. That's how it fucking feels right now in some ways.
It really does.
No, don't do that. We just made it through. But yeah, 2022 was more of a normal season. There was no pent-up demand.
No.
There was none of this crazy pent-up demand. But there were also no COVID regulations. So, yay, I don't know. But anyways, for many, it was as close to return to normalcy as we're going to get.
Yeah.
I think some things are going to remain permanently different.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. I think hand sanitizer being available everywhere is going to be just like the stands of hand sanitizer.
No, I know. I'm just trying to remember if I saw any at any of the haunts we went to. And I don't think I did.
I'm speaking more in general here than specifically haunts, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, part of the problem is, and every haunt, we never went I did see them at New Orleans Nightmare, but they had it near the portalets.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, they've always got those.
Yeah, they've always had those. But here's the thing: since we always buy our tickets online, we never go to ticket booths.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that'd be the most likely place to find them. Because that's where you actually have a physical exchange.
Yeah.
So that's my thought there. But anyways, but yeah, this was as close as a return to normalcy as we're going to get. And so, I mean, hey, here's the thing. Haunts the past 3 years have really been focused on just surviving.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been survival mode for everyone. You know what? I get it. I don't agree with what a lot of haunts did in survival mode. I don't agree with a lot of the decisions people made.
Right.
And maybe at some point in the future, we'll do kind of a pandemic retrospective lessons learned type thing. Maybe in a little, I don't know. It's an idea I'd had.
Yeah.
But anyways,
we'll see.
But that's a different topic. But anyways, but now that that survival fear hopefully has abated some, we're always an evolving industry. So now it's time to start evolving. It's time to talk about how our industry is going to evolve, and likely going to evolve in 2023. And to that end, since it's always funny to be wrong a lot, we're going to make some predictions about the future of the haunt industry. By the way, we also like to bet on Bitcoin. And
No.
And by the way, check out my NFT collection.
Of which I have none. Yeah.
But because I love being wrong so much. All right, I guess I'll start off. All right, first off, the continued rise, I think, of haunted screen parks. One of the things Leonard Pickle has harped on for decades, and I've actually always agreed with him about, is basically that if you're building a haunt bigger, and I think he says like 5,000 square feet, I think that's a little small, but basically if you're building a haunt above a certain size, you build two haunts.
Yeah, exactly.
You build two smaller haunts, and you build supporting infrastructure around it. Basically, more haunts, smaller haunts, more things to do. Basically, you want a captive audience, and you want to keep them longer. And basically, you want people on the property as long as possible in a position to spend money. Important note, that's not the fucking queue line.
It is not. Unless you've got, like, the people with the sticks, like you see at circuses and things, coming around with all of your merch and your, drinks
one
and stuff.
One of the things House of Shock actually did really smart was they had the shot girls go through the queue line.
Yeah, but they didn't have water or other things.
And that was the problem. By the time I'm looking for liquid in that queue line, I'm usually thinking that I want water or Gatorade or something.
Yeah.
Even I'm like, no alcohol, please. No, I'm going to die if I take that shot.
Yeah.
My liver does not want that.
Yeah, but, there are better ways to get around queue lines. We've done several episodes about it. Just go and listen to any of those.
But the main point is this trend of haunts going from setting up one giant haunt somewhere to setting up more of a haunted theme park or a haunt park environment, a scare park environment. And yeah, it seems to really, really be growing. I mean, and the idea is, like I said, rather than doing a 25,000 square foot haunt, which would be a huge haunt, that'd be a big, big haunt, build 2 10,000 square foot ones, and then use your leftover space for some escape rooms, some food and dining, maybe, some games, some shops, whatever. Basically do things here. And we're coming back to escape rooms very, very shortly, by the way.
Yes, we are.
Spoiler. But yeah, and so with each of these, we tried to think of places we've seen things, seen this type of behavior. And I think locally, the pinnacle of this has been Rise.
Yeah.
I mean, because that is Rise's plan. That has been their whole master stroke, their whole plan. They built a big house, and then everything they've done wasn't to expand their one huge haunt. They added the asylum. They added the hayride. They've added that entire porch area. They're adding other attractions now,
Pavilion.
too. Huh?
The pavilion area.
Yeah, the pavilion area. They have been constantly expanding. Not the singular haunt, but the whole park experience. And their whole goal, stated goal even, I don't think it's a surprise, is to get people to come and hang out all evening. So that way they'll buy a fucking hot dog or two. They'll buy a t-shirt or whatever. Maybe they'll play one of the mini escape games.
I would like to see them do like the Houston haunt did, where if you are willing to stand in line again, you can go back through the house for a small fee.
Yeah.
For a small upcharge. You can get a bounce back ticket for the same night you're there.
Yeah.
That
would be nice. And I think more haunts should do bounce back tickets, especially if their queuing is efficient and effective. If you have people standing in queue lines for 90 minutes, just between cattle gates,
don't do that.
I don't care how many haunt actors you have, you're not going to sell a single fucking bounce back ticket.
Nope.
It's just not going to happen. Maybe one mad lad will do it, but it's just not going to be a thing. But yeah, but the thing is, like, even 13th Gate kind of went the opposite way, but not really. Because they tore out their second attraction. But in it, they put a full midway.
Yeah.
With a concert space, with VR rooms, carnival games, more food options. They expanded that, and people are hanging around.
Yeah, exactly.
When we were last there, I mean, even though we went on a very dead night for the haunt in general, but the last time we were there were still people lined up for the VR shit.
Yeah, exactly. There's people over there, and on the nights that they have concerts and stuff, I've heard that people pay just to go to the concert area.
Yeah. It's amazing how well it works. Getting people there, giving them a reason to stay, giving them a reason to hang out, giving them that third space. We need to do an episode about the third space, the concept of that.
Yeah.
Because I think it's something the haunt industry does not get.
Well, and I think it's because
it's seasonal. It's
not the mentality of a seasonal event. Yeah.
But you can be a temporary third space.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a permanent third space.
Right.
And I think that's what haunts should be steering toward. I think, and we talked a lot about the Houston trip. Go back to our episode on Houston, because we're not super impressed with Houston haunts, but we were very impressed with Houston outside of haunt.
Yeah, the midways.
The parks they had, all the shit they had to do. And it actually is, for people trying to hit a lot of haunts, rapid fire, kind of frustrated us how good these were. We're trying to get in and get out, get it done, get moving, gotta go. And every time we leave, it's like, I'm gonna go check this, I'm gonna go check this, I'm gonna go check.
Yeah. It's like, ooh, there's a thing we didn't get to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I think Creepy World or something like that. We missed a whole bonfire thing, a whole rave and a party thing, because, it's crazy what you can do. But yeah, haunts are looking to diversify, and I think this approach is by far the most obvious. Number 2, and I put this one in, so if anyone's going to throw heat, throw it at me, but she's going to start it off.
The closure of escape rooms.
Oh, this is not going to be pretty.
Escape rooms are in decline.
Already.
Like, it's just a fact. Before the pandemic hit, pandemic didn't help because, I don't want to touch everybody else's germs. And
and every escape room had to be a private escape room.
Yeah, exactly.
So you crippled the business model of trying to pack these rooms. And then you got the fact nobody wants to be in enclosed spaces with large groups of people.
Yeah.
And it may not even be legally possible to.
Well, not during the pandemic.
Yeah, not during the height of it, but as time went on.
Yeah, but according to one industry group, 8.5% of escape rooms closed between 2021 and 2022.
Yeah, that's July 2021 to July 2022 for those playing along at home. The thing is, like, there was this period of super explosive growth. We're talking like more than 100% growth per year between 2014 and 2019. And many haunts invested big on this idea.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The novelty wore off. It was, for most people, a fad.
Yeah, and I think that was actually one of our predictions for that year, was that, or for escape rooms in general, is that eventually it would reach fad status.
Yeah, and if so, woo, we called it. Yeah, but again, the thing is, like, it was a fad. There's always going to be this core group of people that are fanatics, and you might even put us in that.
Yeah.
I love escape rooms. We haven't been able to do many lately for a variety of reasons, time being the biggest, and trying to get, enough smart goddamn people to work the fuck together.
Oh, and scheduling adults is always hard.
Especially, and it gets harder the older you get.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're going to have a core group of fans and aficionados of it, and that's great. That's always going to be there. This industry isn't going to die. That's not a prediction, but the fads have worn off, and many haunts built escape rooms where they were not practical.
Yeah.
They just built in places and spaces where it did not make sense, and the culling has already begun and will continue through the year.
Yeah, and I really think that my favorite escape rooms have always been ones that are more detailed, and most of those are at haunts. Yeah. Because a lot of the chain ones and stuff are in strip malls, and they don't decorate well. It's not interesting gameplay.
Well, and there's like two extremes, right? Like, I was thinking as I was writing this, my favorite escape rooms of all time were, I can't remember the name of it now. The one that was at Rise and moved to 13th Gate. The magic one. I just had it, and my mind just totally went blank. And now the Cutthroat Cavern, which is also at 13th Gate. Those two are my favorite of those types of escape rooms. So, and both were immaculately decorated. Both had creative puzzles. Both were wonderful. I love that. But I also had an amazing escape room experience.
Spellbound.
Spellbound. Thank you. It was going to fucking murder me. I was going to get an aneurysm.
I know.
It was the horse again. But anyways, those two are my favorite. But also, remember that time we went to that office park near St. Louis? And this dude just set up an escape room in an office park? Yeah. And the puzzles were so interesting. I didn't care that it was not decorated at all.
Yeah. I mean, it was supposed to be a bookie's office. It looked like an office.
It looked like an office. I don't even know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, he played within his strengths, Decorating.
He is a puzzle creator, obviously, a puzzle and game designer, not a builder. And it was a lot of fun.
It was.
And I love the fact he encouraged us to use any solution we had on our hand or person. Yeah. He encouraged me to bring my lockpicks in. Yeah. First time I've ever been told, yes, please bring your lockpicks in. If you can pick any of the locks, I want to see it happen. Yeah. Now, there were no locks to pick, asshole. And he knew that.
There was one handcuff key lock.
Yeah, there was one handcuff key.
But we found the handcuff.
Yeah, no, we didn't. I do have a handcuff key, but we didn't even need it. We had the handcuff key out by that time already, so we could do it legit. But yeah, I think the culling has begun. There's a glut of escape rooms. Top tier ones are going to do fine. I think the large companies will be fine because just brand recognition. But the smaller also-rans are in trouble, and where have we seen this rise? Again, because they had to close their escape rooms. They were amazing escape rooms. Yeah. But they closed because they were in Tickfall, Louisiana.
Yeah, they have many ones, but that's for
a very different experience, a very different price point. It is. That is an impulse purchase where a big escape room is a major financial and time commitment.
Exactly. Yeah, and the mini ones are... Basically, you can get out of line and do the mini ones, and then they'll let you back in line. Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah, literally no time, and it's like $5.
Yeah,
it's an impulse purchase.
Or 15.
Or it's 15?
I think so. I think it's 15, but it's 5 minutes.
Whatever it is, it's under $20.
Yeah.
That makes it an impulse purchase.
It does.
Anything under $20 is basically an impulse purchase. Boom, they're impulse buys, both from a time and a money standpoint. Very, very different than charging, $50 a ticket and making people take out a 2-hour block of their day to do an escape room. And that's 2 hours that includes getting there, getting home, and all the bullshit you got to do when you arrive.
Yeah.
Anyways. Next up, I think we're going to see more VIP events.
I hope so.
I really do. I love this. This year we saw several haunts with special limited capacity VIP events, such as behind the scenes tours and even some special shows that focused on go through this alone type thing. I think that's going to continue because haunts have always counted on FOMO, the fear of missing out, for those that don't know, to move tickets. Limited VIP events take this to the next level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you said it for people who don't know, because I thought everybody knew BRB, but I had a coworker ask me what that meant because
isn't that place you go and you don't want to stay at a hotel?
Yeah, exactly. No, because I have a sign that I put on my door if I'm just going to be gone a few minutes. But yeah.
Oh, good Lord. Anyway, moving on. Please continue.
You continue.
Oh, sorry. But anyways,
the
but these are basically add-ons. These are not going to be the major cash bringers.
No.
If you're putting thousands of people through a night, this isn't going to compete with that. But these are low effort, low energy ways to bring in a higher, I don't want to say higher class, but a higher paying customer. That's what I'm after.
Yeah.
Because some of these people will be very fucking low class, trust me.
Yeah, I know. We could show up.
Yeah, we could show up. I mean... But yeah, these add-ons basically are fun for the customers, and they further price segregate. And basically, where we seen this, Netherworld did the perfect example on December 10th.
Yeah.
They did a lights-on VIP tour with a photo package and all this other shit. Tickets were $125 a piece, and I'm going to wager now, I have not found out how it went, but if I'm going to make a bet, I'm going to bet it sold out.
I'm going to bet...
Or sold out or came damn near. One or the other.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that, and I'm going to think that it came close to a slow night of the haunt open, because they didn't have to have all of the actors.
No. As far as profit earned, yeah.
Exactly. You don't have people waiting around in line, because you're going in groups that's already planned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that this could be as lucrative
as at least the occasional night of the haunt. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
This could be a way to extend the season. And also, like I said, reach out to a group of customers who have more money to give you.
Yeah, exactly.
I.e., that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the struggles I'm having with my business, is trying to find the customers that have more money to give me.
Yeah.
I got lots of people that give little money. I want few people that give lots of money.
Yeah, exactly.
Moving on.
All right. More year-round business models. Something we've been talking about for a while. Everybody talks about it. There's been a lot of push to get into new markets that are year-round. But, it's hard to do.
Yeah. But it's also hard to fund a business 365 when you're only open 16 to 40 nights a year.
Yeah.
It's rough.
It is.
And so, yeah, they've been trying to find ways. And some of them have been pretty creative. 13th Gate does movie shoots. Mm-hmm. There have been films shot at the 13th Gate.
Yeah.
And Parter Hole and TV series and so forth. Yeah. And honestly, with Louisiana's push to be Hollywood South, that's a good pairing there.
It is.
That's a really good pairing. The Mortuary had a big Christmas event one year that apparently everyone hated working.
Yeah, but it was more profitable than the haunt that year.
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't have it this year. I don't think they did.
No, they stopped it a few years ago, and I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
But Rise just launched one.
And that looked like it was fucking huge.
Yeah.
It looked big.
Yeah.
And the Mortuary also does ghost hunts and other things. They do have year-round business. They do have escape rooms there too, but they mostly focus on ghost hunts. And basically, they own a haunted mortuary. They're gonna, whatever way they can make money from it, they're gonna make money from it.
Yeah.
But I think the champion in recent years,
at least that we've seen
in our area, the champion has been Darkwoods.
Yeah.
They had a huge Christmas event. I looked up the details on their Christmas event. I kind of want to go to that shit, and I hate Christmas.
Yeah. Well, and they're located in the quote-unquote City of Lights because...
do we have to go there?
You brought it up.
Yes,
you
I
brought
did.
up Christmas and a haunt that's located in
Natchitoches. I know.
Natchitoches has been doing a light festival.
I worked myself into a shoot, brother.
Every year since I was tiny. For a really long time, actually.
No, it's been way back. It's older than anybody in this. Yeah. Probably anybody listening to this podcast.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know how long, but yeah, go see the racist Christmas lights at least once. It's fun, I guess. I'm not actually kidding when I say that either. It's not actually a joke.
No, it's not.
It's one of the few jokes. It's not a joke. Mm-hmm. But Darkwoods had over 300,000 lights, which is one of the things like you point out. Yeah, they're tying in with Natchitoches because Natchitoches probably has a similar amount of lights, if not maybe more.
Jesus Christ! It started in 1927.
Okay. If anybody listening to this podcast actively was born before 1927, you are excused from the previous statement about that tradition being older than anyone listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
Also, you're in the public domain, pretty much. Jesus Christ, 1927? I knew it went a ways back. I thought it was going to be like the 50s or something, you know?
Me too.
I thought I was going to have to eat some crow there, but no. I'm eating Tom Servo. But anyways, yeah. But Darkwoods has also introduced activities for every season.
Yes.
Darkwoods Adventure Park is their main brand now. They do sluicing. They've done some kayaking stuff. They've done a lot of things there. They have things going on every season that's seasonally appropriate. So that way it's like you can only do sluicing between these months. You can only do this between these months.
Yeah.
So it's all seasonal, but they have something going every season of the year.
Yeah, and before their Christmas event, they had photos with the Easter Bunny, and they said that was like one of the most popular things they had ever done.
Yeah, which is fucking weird because the Easter Bunny is weird.
It is. And so now we get to the thing that I threw in here. An idea for haunts. Have an Easter egg hunt, but have it be a scary bunny. Don't have this for little kids. And basically a game of tag or flag tag. Where, you pull the flags off. So you have to catch so many eggs and avoid the Easter bunnies because there'd be multiple that are chasing you.
And you could even put little, paper, write prizes on the eggs. And the prizes could be things like, if you serve alcohol, it'd be like a free shot at the bar or whatever Easter appropriate drink would be, I don't know. Or a free t-shirt or whatever.
Yeah.
You could give away stuff.
Or give away, a one free ticket or one free VIP upgrade for the next season.
Yeah, you can have a lot of fun with this idea. This would be a lot of fun.
I like this idea.
No, this is good.
It would be fun.
All right. Item number 5. More consolidation. The 13th floor has been around for a while. We have also seen other conglomerates form. The basic idea behind all of these is that haunting is such a low-margin industry, and it truly is, that you consolidate the marketing, the overhead in general of running a haunt. You concentrate that into one place and then spread it out amongst, instead of one haunt, a dozen haunts, 2 dozen haunts, whatever.
Yeah, you could share props, you can share actor managers, you can, and this works really well for small and medium haunts that could benefit from the stick together attitude. Yeah. We're all going to make it together kind of thing.
And here's the thing, 13th floor and so forth. And what's the other one I keep forgetting? Oh, don't worry about it. My mind has drawn multiple blanks. Like I said,
I knew you were going to ask me to, and I didn't put it in the notes. It's okay.
And we even know people who work there, and it pisses me off that I can't remember it right now. But I'm sure it is just the pressure of the moment. But yeah, anyways, those own the haunts. It doesn't necessarily have to be that way.
No.
One thing we've seen locally again, and this is where we've seen it, the Haunted House VIP system locally.
Yeah.
Mortuary, Rise, and 13th Gate, 3 independent haunts, not owned by anyone else, all work together to do Haunted House VIP, which is basically if you get a hole punch from one, you get a VIP upgrade, free VIP upgrade at another. Yeah. And so it's a great way to try and basically, to work together a little bit and this was noted by multiple of the owners actually when I was talking to them about it, was they said, yeah, we're not each other's competition.
Yeah.
This is just a way to encourage people to spread their wings and check out more.
Yeah, and Syndicate Haunted House Group is
Thank you!
Yeah, it took me forever to find. Sorry.
No, you're fine. That's Jesus Christ. Yeah. I feel dumb. It's the end of vacation shit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is. All right, number 6. Moving on.
All right, social media star breakouts.
Yeah, I like this one a lot.
So I've seen a lot of character actors making a name for themselves on different platforms. Whatever platform's new and available, they do it there. They do it old school on Facebook too, and I am saying that's old school because it is. But they've got all of these different platforms now that they're on, and I think that it would be really cool for haunts to intentionally integrate character help.
What do you want? Integrate
characters into their marketing strategy.
Okay.
This kind of character.
Yeah.
Because then people can come out just to meet that character and get selfies with them, get the interaction, tell the stories. There was something that was going around in lines with Q actors this year.
Yeah.
People were saying I had to look up what it was because people were like going live on whatever this thing is that I can't remember.
Oh, yeah. The thing where you do like 9 seconds or whatever.
Yeah.
That thing. I know what you're talking about. I've already forgotten the name of it too. And don't even bother trying to look that one up. That I just forgot.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have no way to look that up.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Happened,
Yeah, it's a social media thing where basically you got like a minute to go live and...
Yeah, so I think that we really need to get our pulse on what the kids are doing.
Yeah. And one of the best ways to do that, honestly, is through these breakout characters. Now, the problem that I see on the horizon for this, because I always see this problem, is intellectual property.
Yeah.
And who owns these characters.
Well, that's why I think that if the haunt makes the character and promotes it underneath a haunt over...
give it to someone who knows how to be the character and also be that character on social media.
Exactly. And with the understanding that you don't have to be this character every year.
You may not be this character every year. Exactly. We may change out who it is.
Exactly. Like Maximus is not the first pumpkin smasher.
No.
At Dent Schoolhouse. But he plays it now. And he plays
But he's been it since 1927.
He has not. That'd be his great-great-grandpappy.
Great-great-grandpappy. Super Maximus. No.
Anyway.
Maximus is going to fucking murder me. He's at Transworld. I'm a dead man.
Yeah.
Yeah, his great-grandpappy used to play Pumpkin Smasher. Good God. Whole narrative now. I got it in my head. It can't be...
I know. It's not going to be changed.
Nope.
It's going to be passed down from generation to generation by bopping people on the head with a big mallet.
Yeah, well, that's obviously how you would do it.
I know, exactly. I choose you, bonk.
But basically this idea of, I think we've already seen several breakout stars, and I've been watching as a lot of actors, both male and female actors, have been breaking out and getting a lot of attention, especially on like the TikTok, Jesus, I just say that non-ironically, but on TikTok and the fast-moving social media platforms, more so than Facebook. So yeah, I think this is an interesting thing, and that haunts should be looking to actively exploit rather than just, what do you mean you got 100,000 followers on TikTok?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. The rise of tech and AR in particular. Augmented reality is what AR stands for, which is basically when it's like VR, but you don't put on the stupid goggles. You have like a phone or something doing the augmented reality part, is holding it up. But yeah, basically there's a whole new generation out there of haunters and haunt attendees who grew up with computers. And this was something we were talking about just a while back. I'm 42. I was born in 1980.
Yeah.
I am probably the last generation that can consistently say I did not grow up with the computers in the house. Now, I did.
Yeah.
But not many people my age can say that.
No.
I was the exception to the rule. But yeah, basically we're getting to a point where haunters, including haunt owners,
Exactly.
grew up with computers and are much more comfortable with them than the ones that have been coming up. So yeah, they're going to bring some of that in, and there's all kinds of neat things to do with AR, the ghost hunting app that the Zombie Army came up with that I'm surprised has not been a bigger thing.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
How in the fuck is that not everywhere?
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out, how to get that and get that for our house. And I've not
We weren't
been
home
able
on.
to.
It was affordable to us.
That's what we had heard, but we weren't able to.
Yeah.
So,
But regardless, it's such a neat idea. These types of augmented reality experiences can make your queue line much better.
mm-hmm.
But they can also make that whole... Remember that whole thing we were talking about where they're keeping people on the property and having them fuck around and do things and spend time there so they spend money?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? You could have scavenger hunts with AR.
Exactly. And that's exactly what we talked about on the news episode, and that's why I put this in here, is because that's kind of what Disney's doing.
Yeah.
With their ghost from the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
We don't... Well, okay, so I don't
They're
know
doing it in Tokyo.
Yeah, I don't know if it's AR or if it's
It sounded the article was not well written, admittedly, or not.
It was not.
On this one point, it wasn't well written.
Yeah.
I was confused.
I was too.
So if we both are confused, it probably wasn't our fault.
Yeah, but I mean, think about this. The drinking age now, in order to be able to drink at a bar, had to have been born in 2001.
Yeah, on this day in 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? You can shut the fuck up with that.
Yeah.
I don't need that reminder.
I know.
That someone... We're going to hit a point where someone born after Y2K can drink at a bar.
Yeah.
Very soon. That's how time works. I know. Shut up.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I'm happy about it.
Can't they already?
September 11, 2001. It will be in 8 months.
Oh, okay.
You said you would never forget. Oh, God.
Sorry.
No. We're drawing blanks on years.
Yeah.
This is look, young people listening to this, this is what happens to your brain in your 40s. Just know that this is your future, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And our final item, though.
Yeah.
Then this one admittedly is more of wishful thinking. Less of a prediction, more wishful thinking, but I would like to see this.
Yeah.
Because we talked about it before.
Yeah, haunt preservation.
Come on, yeah.
With a lot of places closing or moving or just starting, a look to how we preserve our legacy as an industry is something that I'd really like to see.
I know. Me too.
And I know that there's been renewed interest in dark rides and things in the past few years. And I'm hoping that something like that starts up for haunted houses too.
I agree. We really do need to find a way to preserve this. And the thing about dark rides is because since they're on a ride, they're right on a rail.
Yeah.
It's easier to preserve them because everyone's experience is very similar.
Mm-hmm.
The thing pops up here, the actor is here, everything's kind of similar. And so you can stick a 360 camera on a dark ride and likely get the pretty typical experience that everyone had. A haunted house, if they're doing it right, every experience is unique, at least to some degree. Mm-hmm. So how do you preserve that? I don't actually know. Mm-hmm. And I really do want to bring them. I know some people involved in preservation, and I want to bring them on, and I want to get them to talk about it. It's one of the things I want to do for 2023 is get some preservationists on here to talk about things haunt owners and maybe even haunt visitors can and should be doing to preserve haunted attraction history.
Yeah. Because
I agree with you. This might be the year people start actually thinking about it because, I can't go back and really revisit the JC era haunting. I wasn't alive then. It was the 70s primarily. I mean, there's still JC haunts today, but the peak of it was before I was born or right after I was born. Yeah. I can't even visit. All I can see are ads, newspaper clippings, and things like that.
Well, I'm glad that we went to the Dark Hour live virtual walkthrough that we went to because now they've moved. They're in the process of moving, so we will never get the experience in person. Yeah. But I'm glad that we got at least a taste of it.
Yeah. And by the way, our neighbors would like to wish you a very happy 6:08 p.m. on January 2nd.
Yeah. If you hear fireworks in the background.
That's what's going on. No shit I can do about that.
Nope.
But anyways, I'd like to see more of this. And, I know and I get why we are antsy about having people record our haunts, especially when we're not necessarily making a lot of changes the next year.
Mm-hmm.
But finding a way to preserve and keep that so that others can enjoy it after we're gone.
Yeah.
And gone, either gone, or just closed.
Yeah.
You can use gone however you want in that sentence, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Maybe there needs to be a website where people upload their walkthroughs and just share it for preservation.
Yeah, and you might be able to flag it as, hey, this is private now, and then turn it into public when either you've changed it,
Yeah.
or you've closed and now there's no harm.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that'd be interesting.
Yeah. Something like the Internet Archive of
Ubuntu.
haunts. Wasn't that a thing?
It
for a
was.
minute?
I'm pretty sure it was a thing.
I'm pretty sure we were involved with that somehow.
I don't know. But anyways, on that note, everyone, thank you very much for spending the past 50-ish minutes with us. Greatly appreciated. Hope some of this was inspirational. Hope some of this was meaningful. But definitely, if it was not, there's about 369 other episodes, so feel free to try one of those. You can find those at hauntweekly.com. We're also on Haunt Weekly on Twitter, Haunt Weekly on Facebook, and Haunt Weekly on YouTube. That's where all the episodes are and the easiest way to play them. You can also check us out wherever you get your podcasts from, Google Play, Stitcher, Apple Podcast. I don't know. There's so many podcasting platforms.
Mm-hmm.
I've completely lost track. But until next time, I'm Jonathan.
I'm Crystal.
And we will see you all next week with probably more Transworld news for us.